Hey everyone, it's Cool here. I've got another tournament game for you guys. I haven't uploaded in a while, and this one's from a few weeks back. But the Season 17 tournament is kind of slowly moving, so I could afford to, take some time, and just haven't had too much time to be able to upload consistently. But this game features some pretty unique books. Harp running some Shining Power Wrath mix, and DX running some Seasons mix. So I'll go into more detail about, what the strategy is behind those books as the game progresses. And the early game is really, not too much to talk about. They're just kind of going to exchange minions and, try to gain some control. Harp's going to get elves out. DX has egg here he's going to bring out soon. Monarchs, just like summon a minion, summon a minion, summon a minion, summon a minion. Maybe they trap minions here and there, but they're just going to kind of exchange blows, try to vie for some control. You see some rare utility of Shining Bolt there. You can actually kill monarchs in one hit with both of them. Just aim for the monarch to the right is what Harp did, and the AoE kills both, which there's not many spells that can do that, so that's pretty cool. And as you can see, like I said, they're just exchanging minions, and also it's worth noting that DX is kind of trapped down there on that right side. So Harp's able to kill that swarm, that's great, and now DX, I think this is where he brings out the egg. Yeah, and I'll take this time to talk a little bit about Harp's book and then DX's book. So Harp's book has Shining Power and Wrath, and you may think, okay, that seems like a meme. What is the plan there? Well, this is Nexus, right? Arcane Meteor, and so you're going to have some difficulty trying to avoid the Arma as you get to turn 15, 20, 25, right? And so his plan is basically stall out the early game, like just survive without, such a huge disadvantage, and then be able to have the time to cast Wrath and then cast Shining Power. Ideally Shining Power first so that you can maneuver in the best area possible before you cast Wrath. You can like fly to the edge of the map or fly to the center up at the very top, whatever precise location you kind of want to chill at, right? But if you cast Wrath first, then you won't be able to really be like that close to it. Because, you're going to have to cast Shining Power, and if you move at all, the Wrath is going to push you away from itself. So, you Shining Power, float to a, or fly, I guess, to a spot on the map that's pretty safe, and then cast Wrath next to you and just chill there for, the next 20 turns while your opponent dies. So that's Harp's plan. And DX's plan, as you can see, he's got Seasons Mix, and he's also got Dark Knight. I know most of his book. I'll put it at the start of the game. I might get a couple of the spells wrong, but it is what it is. The game was a while ago, so. And those two spells that I don't know, I don't think he used in the game, so it's not going to make too much of a difference. But he has a Seasons Mix and DK. You may think, okay, this is also a bit of a meme. What the hell is he running? But Harp likes to run a Portal Mix with Shock Shield and Dark Knight. And what he does is he'll fly to the edge of the map. He'll fly over here. He will portal grab DX. Let's say he's like down in this, hiding in this hole. He'll portal grab DX when Harp has Shock Shield up. DX will fall into the Shock Shield and fly off the map. And this can be after a gate. So let's say DX, gets an unfortunate sink. He goes into the water. He gates to this hole, and then Harp comes over here with an active Shock Shield and portal grabs him into the water again. And he loses a bunch of health because he doesn't have gate up, right? He's in a really dire position. So that strategy is a bit cheese. And so DX said, oh, if you can cheese, I can cheese. So he instead brings Seasons, 4 Seasons Dryad mix. The Dryad obviously will just like counter Shock Shield and Portal hard because you can just move the Dryad to absorb the portal, just, extinguish the portal rather. And then also all the shields, Prots, Shock Shield, Flight. So basically, like, the main, principle of DX's book, the main win cons, or of Harp's book, rather, the main win con of Harp's book, like, DX just said, nope, I'm just going to counter all those, in one fell swoop. So, DX had actually got a win with this book, because he lost game 1 versus Harp's Portal book, then he runs this counter book game 2, he wins, and now this is game 3. So he thought that Harp was going to stick with the Shock Shield mix, or I don't know exactly what his thought process is, but he decided for whatever reason to bring this book again, and Harp mixed it up to try this book, which is actually inspired by No-Ret, who's a player who participates in the occasional tournament. Doesn't play too much anymore now, but he's known for making some pretty wacky books, and Harp stole this book from No-Ret to, I don't know, catch DX off guard, I guess, would be the best way to put it, probably. So now you can see Harp basically survived well enough until turn 8, turn 9, and at this point he's just like, you know what, I'm not dead, and I'm not at a huge disadvantage, so I can just chill at the bottom of the map, and then if I can stall long enough, I can get Shining Power up first, and then go to the side of the map, cast a Wrath, and just basically queue until DX is dead. And keep in mind, only one player here has a Wrath, right? It's just Harp, so DX will be getting, ideally, just hit by meteors over and over, and Harp will be able to avoid all of them because he'll have a Wrath up. Now, for DX's win con, ideally Harp doesn't stall quite well enough, and he can get to him and kill him with the Dark Knight. That's the plan. So you can see here that DX's peg actually died after he drained it up a bit. That was kind of a weird Wrath early on by Harp there. Maybe he could have afforded to do another move, a stall type of move, like a tree, and he didn't have to use the Wrath on the DK. Because really, in reality, it can just charge, out or charge down. And DX is choosing for it to charge down here, so the meteor actually does clip the DK a little bit once again, but it's not a huge misplay. It's just kind of a little bit of a weird Wrath from Harp, the first one there, but I get the idea. He wanted to prevent the movement of the DK, or just stall for just one turn. But now he goes for the Ray and it doesn't quite hit. That's not the hugest blunder, right? It's fine. So he's gonna live to see another day here. DX is just trying to prepare for when the map is starting to disappear, and he needs a way to transport his DK, so he's going to bring out a peg. And as I said, Harp is just going to be sitting in that hole and saying, you know what, it's fine. I can wait for DX to get to me. Trap the peg or the DK in a way, maybe with the egg, and then after I'm done with that, I can Shining Power. He's ideally got a Shining Power before DX gets to him, like maybe now. Okay, he chooses to Wrath first, which, that's okay if you have gate up, right? So you can gate like really close to the Wrath and you don't get pushed way out. So he could gate like here and he wouldn't get pushed way out, right? So that'd be one thing that he could do. And so that's why he Wraths first, but if you don't have gate up and you're not able to gate to that spot, it's not worth it, right? So that's his plan. He's going to Wrath and then gate to that spot so that he's protected from the Arma. And you saw DX drain up his Dark Knight. He just wants it really healthy so it doesn't die from a meteor or two. And it won't. It's pretty healthy now. 155 is almost as much health as DX has, so you can see that he sacked not some of his health, but he put himself on his peg, and the drain did double damage, right? The peg went from 100 to 40, but he just wants the DK to be healthy so he can afford to sack some of his own health. And that's something that a lot of players won't do. Like strategically, they'll think, oh, I want my health to be as high as possible, so I'm not going to give up any of it. But DX knows. He's a smart player. He's played a lot of games with the Dark Knight, and he knows that that's a big win con. And so he's going to drain that up as much as possible. And you can see how the Arcane Meteor, it's going to deflect the Wrath over and over. Like, you're not going to get hit. He might want to go a little bit lower when he gates. Maybe like here, rather than here. I don't know. But he's going to be pretty safe once he teleports to the left. But still, DX is going to try to dig as best he can. Just get his setup, get his Pegasus out, get his Prots up, get his Dark Knight out. And meanwhile, Harp doesn't need to gate immediately. I mean, DX isn't really threatening much, right? So he's just chilling. And DX's win con, right, is to totem the Dark Knight all the way to Harp and then go over there and charge him for, I don't know, hopefully 150 or so. But meanwhile, Harp is going to get a bunch of arcane eggs, right? And of course the totem just gets vaporized. And you saw DX's Pegasus got vaporized earlier in the game, so keep an eye on how the Arma contributes to this result of this game, because it's pretty wild. Not sure I've ever seen the Arma do the crazy stuff that it does in this game. So if you're still watching, hang in there, drop a like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, watch till the end, because this game is far from over, even though it may seem like it got off to a bit of a slow start. Once you get to turn 20, turn 30 with Nexus, and ooh, oh man, DX just got nailed again by the meteor. That's what, 3 hits? And then bam, back to back, just like, you know, right hook and then left uppercut, whatever you want to call it. 1-2 punch combo, he just got nailed. God. So DX is, you know, probably sitting at his computer just like, you know, well, shit. You know, I wouldn't even be mad at this point. It's just like, well, I kind of got screwed. And that meteor almost deflected into DX if he didn't have the land there. Jeez. So DX getting, ooh, and he's lucky that was his own meteor, because your own meteor comes before his turn. He just got nailed again. This is just ridiculous. He's lucky that was his own meteor. It only did 30 damage. If it comes after DX's turn, it does a lot more damage to DX because it's not his meteor. The arcane kind of flash and arrows doesn't do damage if it's your own meteor. So now that one did. He just gets nailed again. Oh my gosh. I can already see the thumbnail for this game, guys. This is just so ridiculous. So that's what, 5 meteors that he's got? Like just basically like homing meteors just directly for him. So all DX can do is just kill the egg, right? What can you do? And then boom, the 6th one, and the DK is basically sunk. Oh my gosh, he's just getting absolutely shafted here. It's just so... I mean, again, DX is probably just like at his computer, like, what, you know, what am I supposed to do? Like, there's nothing. Like, not only is Harp over there sitting, you know, healing, he's not even healing because he's already max, you know, with 100 prot. Like, he's queuing, basically. He doesn't have to do anything. Harp can queue until turn 40, DX will lose. There's nothing he can do. He can go AFK, you know, grab a beer, make his dinner, come back, and like DX will probably be dead. So pretty wild game, and we'll see if there's any chance that he can come back here, but it's looking pretty grim. And of course the 4 seasons, look at all those little particles, the leaves and the snow just like going whatever which way. That's from the Wrath, right? The arrows will move through the Wrath, but like Blizzard and other like aerials will just go way out to the right and left, as you saw. Morning Sun, though, yeah, Morning Sun is like a sky ray, right? So it won't be affected by the Wrath, so he at least makes Harp move a little bit. He could replace his Wrath here if he wants, but DX gets hit again, and it's even funnier because if he was not to sync, he would have got hit again, because you saw that meteor just take out the land where he was. So, you know, Harp made a tragic misplay and, you know, wasn't able to, and he was... um, oh my god. I'm just like doing that exaggerated like laugh, you know? I mean, it's just crazy. I couldn't even get a word out before he gets hit by another meteor. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, more meteors than you can count on your fingers, right? DX gets sent into the Shadow Realm, I guess, by these meteors. I don't know how else to say it. He gets punted into next week, whatever you want to call it. Harp gets the win and advances in the open season tournament, season 17 tournament. Hope you guys enjoyed this wacky game where DX just got absolutely shafted and Harp ran the cheesiest book known to man. So hope you're proud, Harp. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.